Hey guys, welcome to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and today we are going to be talking about My Hero Academia, specifically the future of the anime. So here's the fact, I am a manga reader, and I do know what's coming up next. I am not going to spoil anything. I do want to talk about it, and maybe give some odd little hints and teases for you anime onlys, but I'm not going to straight up spoil anything. However, if you want to go into the rest of the series completely blind, that is up to you. But if you do, I understand this really could not be the video for you. So feature My Hero Academia. No spoilers, but if you want to go in completely blind, feel free to skip to the last 4 minutes of the video, or don't watch this video at all. So let's go ahead and talk about My Hero Academia. So here's the thing about My Hero Academia. Let's face it, it's really at the top of the charts for being one of the best animes of all time. I really love Naruto. Naruto was the first series that I ever got into. And I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball. Not so much One Piece, but that's just me. But I know One Piece is really big. I really have a hard time saying it because I really love Naruto and Dragon Ball is fantastic. But I would argue that My Hero Academia has a really good chance at going in as the #1 best anime of all time. It only has 51 episodes, and it's this good. It's at the top of the charts this quickly already, and what's going on. So, if you guys think, because you see, I read and I like to watch a lot of anime-only reactions and read about anime-onlys reacting to My Hero Academia. And here's the thing. They all thought that when Midoriya was going up against Musclehead, or Muscular, that's his actual name, but I call him Musclehead, they all thought that was probably going to be the pinnacle of the season until the end of the season. And then they whacked us with All For One versus All Might, and a lot of people would argue that that is probably going down as the absolute best fights in the series so far. I keep seeing a lot of people argue on the internet that Naruto and Dragon Ball had more impactful battles than what was going on between All Might and One For All, or All For One, sorry, excuse me. But here's the thing, that fight really was impactful. It really was a cool fight. However, I would agree. I mean, for God's sakes, there was literally only 3 punches in that entire fight. Look at that, watch that episode again, and count how many punches that there actually are. There's only 3 punches in that entire fight. What makes that fight so incredible is, of course, the emotions and the actors, but if you really look at that fight, it's 3 punches long. It's not incredibly long. So, I mean, I see where people are really arguing that it's as good as Naruto, and yet so many people agree that Naruto had more impactful battles. But remember, this is only the beginning of the series. It's only 51 episodes old. That's really incredible that we have a battle like this happening within the first 50 episodes. With that said, many people, and I mean myself included, would argue that the thing about My Hero Academia is that it is running through this kind of stuff at a really fast pace. Like, I remember if you watch Naruto, Dragon Ball, and not just them, a whole lot of other anime, they always have a very long and slow build-up to the big moments, and at times, yes, at times, you could really argue that it's because it's such a long wait that the build-up doesn't really hit hard. But if you try to run through things so fast and so quickly that sometimes you don't have enough build-up, or you have too much build-up and it just doesn't hit home right. Luckily, My Hero Academia has not really run into that issue yet, but My Hero Academia definitely have ran through the manga, in my opinion, very, very quickly. I was actually very surprised. Like, they are literally almost just doing it directly to the manga, and I really appreciate that. But here's the thing. I like filler. I don't like filler for the sake of filler. Let's get that out of the way. What they did with Naruto, having so much filler just for the sake of having filler, was absolutely ridiculous. But when you have filler where you can take a step back, learn more about your characters that maybe wasn't in the manga, and you can expand those characters in the anime that you can't in the manga, give them larger roles, and give them more of a story, and not just expand the characters, but expand the world of My Hero Academia. I really like stories like that. I really like filler like that. And that whole filler with Poppy, oh my god, I absolutely love that episode. I say that is the absolute best way to do filler, and I kind of wished that My Hero Academia would do more of that. I kind of wish that we had a couple more episodes between. I kind of wish within those episodes of them at the training camp, maybe we could extend that season, or that part of the season, like 2 or 3 more episodes, and got much more character growth, and we would have a much more impactful moment with the characters when they got into trouble. And you see, that's the thing, because they didn't do that, I feel like I really wish they would. I absolutely enjoyed the episode, I really did. I enjoyed the season so far, but I really hope from here on out we don't just burn through the manga. I really hope throughout the rest of the season, especially because as a manga reader, I know what's coming up next. And the rest of the season, the rest of what's happening in the manga after All Might versus All for One, I would say there are about 3, and I'm not going to spoil it, but there are about 3 absolutely perfect points in the manga right now, as it stands, that you can really extend character arcs, and we can learn more about the characters, and not just that, but expand the lore and the world of My Hero Academia. And I really hope that the anime doesn't just burn through those moments like the manga does. You see, the thing is, the manga has to do that, because the manga writer only has so much time to write the story that he's writing. But the anime, we have a chance to slow down those moments and really get to know these characters. And I really hope in the future of this anime, we get to that. Okay? But with that said, if you thought that All for One versus All Might was the absolute pinnacle of the series, oh god, you have no idea what's coming up next. Not necessarily this season, but the next season, I don't believe that this will happen until season 4. But I will say this, as a manga reader, I'm going to start hyping you guys up right here, right now, for what's happening in the next season. Not necessarily the end of this season, but the next season, because there is my arc. Really, All for One versus All Might really is my second favorite arc in the entire manga, but my number one, my absolute favorite arc in the entire manga right now is not going to happen until season 4. Within that arc, there is going to be a pinnacle moment for character growth of the character Midoriya. And I cannot wait until we get to that part. And by the way, there is indeed going to be another fight with Midoriya that is probably going to be, in my opinion, actually way better than All Might versus All For One right now. In the manga, I absolutely love this moment, and I can't wait till we get to that moment. And you guys are just going to freak. With that said, what's going to happen the rest of the season? Well, on the idea that what I want to see isn't going to happen to Season 4, and that we will actually have moments throughout the rest of the season to actually learn these characters about getting their licenses. So at the end of Season 1, they started talking about the possibility of giving them license, even though they shouldn't be able to get their license till their second year. Remember, they're still in their first year of high school. Most of the kids apparently don't get their license till the second or third year, but because of all these villain attacks, they have to really move things up and move things along quickly. So, now that we know that, the whole thing with them training at camp, that was supposed to be them training to get their license, okay? But it's been interrupted by villains. So next, we're going to have another quote-unquote gigantic training arc where the characters are going to grow and expand more as characters. Hopefully, in my opinion, they should, and learn how to use their powers a lot more efficiently. I believe at the very end of the season, we really should, by the end of the season, get to the license exam, because in the manga, we do have a license exam. I'm not going to spoil it, I'm not going to say who gets a license, what happens in it, or anything like that, but we do have a license exam in the manga, and hopefully, we get that in the anime at the end of the season. With that said, okay guys, so I had a cut. When I did this video, I told you guys I did not watch episode 13. I just got done watching episode 13 now, and I absolutely love this episode. You could really write this off as a filler, but my god, when you have moments like this between characters, and it was just a great experience. Even Mineta actually made me laugh. Like, a lot of the times I absolutely hate Mineta, even though he makes me laugh a lot. But even in this episode, it just, the more slice of life moments that are really spread throughout this series, that's what I want more. I don't really mind filler. I don't want filler for the sake of filler. I mean, like Naruto, they have filler on filler on filler on filler. It's so annoying, but if you can do filler right, if you can have an episode that maybe wasn't necessarily in the manga, which this actually was in the manga, but spread it out just a little bit, expand the characters, and expand the story, and expand the world of My Hero Academia. It's just fun for me. And I can't say that this episode is better than episode 49, obviously, because episode 49 was great, but I would really argue that this was probably at least my number 3 favorite episode in the entire season so far. Just because of the moments between the characters. It's just so great. And I kind of wished that they would spread this episode between 2 episodes. And here's why. Again, like, they're chopping through this so quickly. I mean, even with this episode, even though they did have some moments where it was slowed down and nice for us to enjoy. I really hope that with the rest of the season, not just the rest of the season, but the rest of the series, we do have more moments to learn these characters, learn about these characters, their past, their feelings, their future goals. Learn more about these characters and attach more to these characters as the time goes on. I hope we just don't fire through the entire manga like we've done up to this point. I really hope that we have more moments to where we can slow down the action just a little bit and really get to know these characters. Anyway, guys, episode 51 was fantastic. I really liked, when I read the manga, I looked at this and thought, this is fun, but I never really thought much when I read this in the manga. But here in the anime, I absolutely loved it. Really, really good episode. And seeing everybody's rooms, by seeing people's rooms, you really get to see their personality. But here's the thing. At the beginning of this episode, Aizawa made it perfectly clear that they are indeed going to be trained for their a license. I can't remember the exact word they use. Prisonal license or something like that. So I was right, of course, when I said before that we are going to get into the entire arc leading up to the license exam, and the license exam is indeed going to be, I would guess, at the end of the season, which is great, in my opinion. This season's just going to be absolutely great. But it's not going to get as wild as All Might vs. All for One until, of course, Season 4. Season 4 is going to be awesome. Anyway, guys, that's about it. I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed episode 50 as well. They're just not as crazy as episode 49, but I really am enjoying this. Anyway, like, share, subscribe for more. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of My Hero Academia so far. I really do believe that in the next episode, I thought maybe they would have it in this episode, but in the next episode, I really think that they are going to change the intro. We're going to get a new intro, and I'll do, of course, a reaction to that intro whenever it comes out, whatever episode it comes out. There's a lot more that I want to talk about the license exam, and when we get closer to that moment in the show, I'll do another video just talking about the license exam. But as for this video, I'm done, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Bye. Love My Hero Academia right now.